me, Faith, and we're in my kitchen again with my pantry. We're gonna be cooking up for you today some Thai chicken wraps. These are easy to do. It comes together really quickly. You can have this for lunch or for dinner. I think you're gonna see that this is gonna be delicious. First thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put on some gloves because I'm gonna be dealing with raw chicken. I have a wooden cutting board here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I've already got some saran wrap over the top of it because I'm gonna pound out my chicken. And I just wanna get that nice and thin. These are boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You could get this already cooked in your deli section, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it like that. And then I'm gonna take some more saran wrap and I'm going to cover it like that. All right, so we're gonna pound this out really kind of flat. This way it's gonna absorb all of the marinade we're gonna make, and it's gonna take quicker time to marinate so that while you're prepping other things and getting other things ready, that marinade is doing its job, and it's gonna make for a more tender piece of chicken. So I have a mallet. You can use, actually, I think we got this at the hardware store even. You can use just about anything. You have a rolling pin works really good too. We're just gonna flatten that out. Nice, just like that. Ta-da! So it's good. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it right in my jar like that, and then I'm gonna take off my gloves. And we're gonna go ahead and make the marinade to pour right over there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make our marinade, and for that you're just gonna need a few simple ingredients. We're gonna stick to that Asian Thai kind of flair. So we're gonna start off with a base of soy sauce. And I'm gonna pour just between a fourth of a cup and a half a cup of soy sauce in my measuring cup, right there. And we're gonna use a lime. And when I'm juicing a lime, I like to cut it in half and then take a fork and kind of put it right in there, and then I'm just gonna twist the fork a little bit, and it's gonna really get all that juice right out of there. Mainly, I am twisting it a little bit, my hand, but mainly I'm twisting the fork. You're gonna see that's gonna really get a lot of juice out of there, better than if you were just to squeeze the lime. Just like that, look at that. Got all that flavor. Then I'm also gonna use some ginger. Now you can get fresh ginger. I don't love using fresh ginger because it's really hard to cut and they get fibrous. So this does all the work for me. It's a little ginger paste. I'm just gonna get just one little squirt, maybe two, a little squirt and a half, because ginger's got that real good flavor. We're gonna use some rice vinegar. And you're noticing I'm not really measuring anything. I'm just kind of doing a little bit. I'm gonna give that a little stir. Now I want to add a little bit of heat, so I'm going to add some sriracha. A little bit of sriracha. A little bit of red pepper flakes. This is just for the marinade. We're gonna make another sauce that's gonna go in the actual wrap itself. Then we're just gonna use some honey. So a little bit of honey, give it some sweetness. And the last thing we're gonna use is the sesame oil. So, and this, we're just gonna use a little bit of sesame oil. It doesn't need a lot. A couple of, maybe a tablespoon or two at the most. Just like that. Okay, so this is really gonna be all the flavors that your meat needs to really marinate and soak in. So we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna pour that all in there. And that's just gonna sit for anywhere from half an hour to a couple of hours, whatever you have time for. Okay, next we're gonna put together the peanut sauce that's gonna go on after we get everything assembled. So we're gonna start with a creamy peanut butter. Again, here's you can use any kind of peanut butter or nut butter you wanna use. You don't have to do creamy, you can do crunchy as well. gives it just a little more texture if you have some nuts in there. So we're gonna start with the peanut butter. So then we're gonna add some of the very same things that we use for the marinade. We're gonna put in a little bit of soy sauce, probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Right there, that looks good. And then I'm going to use some rice vinegar. And we're gonna do about the same amount. We're gonna put in some sesame oil. So you see the same, things are flying in here. Same kind of ingredients we use for the marinade we're using in this sauce as well. And then a little bit of ginger. Just like that. And again, we're gonna use some lime juice. Like that. And this time we're gonna add a little bit of garlic. Now I just wanna show you this. I get the garlic that's already pre-done. It's like the skin is all taken off. It makes it so much easier when you pull it out of here and you don't have to worry. I hate peeling garlic. I just hate it. So these are really convenient for me. It is a little bit more expensive, but for me, it's worth the price of me not having to peel all the garlic because I go through a lot of garlic in my house. And so I just prefer that. So I just have that chopped up. We're just gonna add a teaspoon of that. I'm gonna add some cilantro that I've already chopped up right here. I'll put that in there. And then for the heat in this, we're gonna add some diced jalapenos. Now you can leave in the seeds. I take out the seeds because in my family, we don't like a ton of heat. Matter of fact, when my husband and I were first married, we'd go to Mexican restaurants and he'd add ketchup to salsa. He's improved, he doesn't do that anymore, but we still don't like a ton of heat. So I just usually pull out the seeds and then chop it really finely for this sauce. And then last, we're just going to add some honey, just to sweeten it up a little bit and kind of balance out those flavors because you've got a lot of acidity, you've got some heat going on in there. Oh, I am gonna add a little bit more of little bit more heat. This is a different kind of heat, some red pepper flakes. Okay, then we're gonna give this a stir. Now, it's gonna be really thick, and if it's too thick for you, I keep just a little bit of hot water next to me. And if it's too thick and it's not kind of coming together for me enough, I will add some hot water. Yeah, look at that. So there we go. That is kind of getting stirred up. Again, that's not really a pouring consistency. So I am going to add some warm water to that. And then we're gonna give it a stir with my whisk, kind of gently at first. There we go. It's got a lot of flavor in there already, so I'm not worried about the water not taking away a lot of the flavor. It's gonna have enough flavor anyways. There we go. Now that's what we're looking for. That's the kind of consistency we're looking for, so that it's gonna easily pour right into our wraps. I'm just gonna give it a taste to make sure I've got the flavors that I want in there. Really important when you're cooking to make sure that you're tasting things as you go along. That's perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside and we're gonna get working on our vegetables. So we have got our vegetables all ready to go to put into our wrap, and we've got some cabbage, and I like to use the bag already coleslaw cabbage mix. It's got the carrots already shredded up in it, and it's got the 2 different kinds of cabbage, the purple and the regular kind. We've got some radishes, some mini bell peppers chopped up, some sugar snap peas, some green onions, some cilantro, and I like to use a mixture of cashews and peanuts, or you can do either or if you don't have both of those. It just gives it a really nice texture and crunch when you bite down. And so these are gonna be what we're gonna add to our wrap after we get our chicken cooked, and that's coming next. Okay, so now we've got our chicken that we just fried up in a pan and just kind of let it cook all the way through. I've let it rest for a few minutes. Now I'm just gonna slice it up. There we go. We're just slicing that up. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're just gonna throw it in a tortilla or a lettuce wrap. We just want to get it cut up and chopped up so that it's easy to put in our shell. I'm gonna make some smaller chunks here, just like that. You see there? And then I'm gonna transfer it to my, there we go. And then I'm gonna show you how to put these bad boys together. Right now, get that out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna use a tortilla. If you're doing low carb or you can't do gluten, you can always use lettuce. This is a bib lettuce. I'm actually gonna add lettuce to my wrap as well because I like texture, I like crunch, I like a lot of that in there. So we're gonna put that there. I'm gonna add some of my chicken right inside there. Here's my problem, I'm gonna get it too big, and then I'm gonna add, for more crunch, some coleslaw. I'm gonna add some cilantro. I really love cilantro. It's one of my favorite herbs. I'm gonna add some of this and some green onions. And then I'm gonna add some nuts for me. And the last thing we're gonna put on there is that delicious sauce that we made. It's nice, perfect. This is what really brings it all together, is this sauce. Okay, there we go. So now, here's the difficult part, the wrapping of this. Did I do it? Uh-oh, you guys. Oh, it's gonna ooze out a little bit. I think I got it. Hey, look at that. Nice. Again, oh, you guys, look at all those colors. And you know that you're eating healthy when you see that much color in there. We've got lots of veggies. We've got some protein. We've got that yummy sauce with the sweet and kind of salty and tangy. It's gonna be delicious. All right, let's give it a bite. See how that is? Mmm. Mmm. Make this right away. So good. Your family's gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna feel good about feeding this to your family because there's so much veggies in it. It's so good for them. They're gonna gobble it up. Have a great day.